Hi, Aries, Queen of Pentacles. That could be Capricorn. All right. The Sun. All right. Discard those. The Magician. Ten of Wands. Five of Swords. Four of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All right. Okay. So we've got the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, that could be Libra, Ten of Swords, Nine of Cups. Okay. So this, so this right here is all about putting an end, saying enough is enough, and being happier for it. Being kind of just like over something and having to walk away from it because it was just you just can't do all the things anymore. The for the last reading it was a Seven of Cups. This one's the Eight of Cups, but this is having to make some decisions and prioritize. For what's showing here, it looks like ending something and walking away and feeling better for it. But since walking away, you're going to have to figure out what your next moves are. It's like, okay, you resolve something by cutting something off and cutting something out and walking away, but now what? And then it looks like there's some energy going into figuring out how to move forward, like reprioritizing, re-strategizing. So kind of like the first reading about figuring out what to do, but for this reading, this is all about you. Whoopsie, shouldn't have done that. Put this back right there. This was all about you walking away from, like saying enough and walking away from something. And now it's like, okay, I'm looking to the future, wanting to figure things out. This is about prioritizing and strategizing what your next move is going to be for your future. So let me take a look at that here. All right. So what ended though? Was it the job? Was it the romance? Was it what? There's a situation. Okay, so something unfair because this jumped. That just flipped. So this is having to do with an unfair situation. But is it romance? Is it family? Is it? This could be. It's not just romance that I'm reading for this. So what's this Magician about? This could be Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. What's this Magician? So great that you walked away, that you called it. You said enough. I can't this and that. So I'm looking to the future. I want to figure things out, but starting on the road to self-care. But now comes the thinking and the strategizing time. Like, what does that look like? What do I have to deal with now? This is a new normal. What are my adjustments? What are my priorities? What's this Magician about for Aries? Knight of Cups. That could be Scorpio. What's this Ten of Wands for Aries? It's Ten of Wands for Aries. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This Five of Swords. You know what? It looks. It looks like for this reading, it looks like you're wanting to call the romantic, or like it could be that you're like, I don't want to live with just a relationship online. Like, it's not enough for me. It's not going anywhere. It's not. I want more out of a connection, and I'd rather not have, for the Aries that I'm reading for, it's almost like you're like, I'd rather just throw myself into work and not have anything than to have it halfway or only have to live online. I want you here in front of me. Like, I want to do stuff, and if I don't want to have to wait. I want to do stuff. What's this Five of Swords for Aries? The Hangman again. Okay. This featured last time also, as did the Wheel. You got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so what's this Four of Cups? That could be Pisces right here. Capricorn, Scorpio. What's this Four of Cups for Aries? A Hierophant. This could be Taurus. It doesn't have to be, but okay. Yeah. So what's this Wheel of Fortune? So this is you, and for the Aries that I'm reading for, you're not looking back. So even though you asked for time with your person, or that you walked away from it, you're not planning on this was not just circumstantial for you. It wasn't just because of Ronageddon. This, for the Aries that I'm reading for, it looks like not just Ronageddon. You were feeling unfulfilled in a romantic connection anyway. So this really not being able to progress or do much because of lockdown just kind of underscored the fact that I'm not feeling fulfilled. So in the first reading, you weren't feeling fulfilled, but you kind of had to look. It was almost like you realizing, look, I'm just bored, but it was more because we couldn't do anything and you were chomping at the bit and you were kind of Scooby Doo running in place. This reading is showing you walking away, calling it, and walking away from someone romantically and throwing yourself into work. And yet there's still quite a bit of thinking about. There's kind of some disappointment about it. Maybe you weren't expecting that. Because it looks like you're pretty sure about wanting to just kind of walk away and keep yourself busy and process it while you're throwing yourself into work, because work's not slowing down. But then I think you might be kind of surprised that you're actually still thinking about maybe how or what could be, but you're not planning on going back. It's like what's done is done. But you sure are thinking about it a lot, and I don't think you thought you'd do that. What's this Wheel of Fortune about? Because what's done is done, but you're thinking about it still. What's this Wheel of Fortune for Aries? See? Four of Cups. There it is. What's done is done, but are you having a reversal here? Are you going, well, maybe in the future? Like maybe, because for the Aries that I'm reading for, that's not your style. What's done is done. And you're quite industrious. You make it work. You make things. You stick to a decision, and well, too late now, and you just carry forward. But you're actually, for the Aries I'm reading for, I know some of you are going to go, oh no, what's done is done, and X is an X. This kind of didn't have a chance. It's like you kind of got going, and then Ronageddon hit, and so it didn't really have a chance. I mean, it's like maybe you're second guessing, going, well, was it really unfulfilling before, or was it Ronageddon? Like we didn't really have a chance to get off the ground, but because it looks like you're thinking about this more than you thought you would, and that you actually might be reconsidering or leaving the option open to pick things back up after we can crawl out of our rocks again, you know? What's this Sun card about for Aries? Oopsie. What's this Sun card about? It could be Leo, by the way. The Magician twice. We got Four of Cups twice, Queen of Pentacles twice, the Magician twice. Wow. Okay. So here's the thing. You're focused on your future and what you're going to do next, but I think you're still thinking about that person and maybe considering picking things back up. But work is not slowing down, and that's what you're kind of throwing yourself into. So it looks like for the Aries I'm reading for, nothing is really changing. But just don't work yourself to exhaustion here. There's a potential for that, because that's what you do, everything for everybody, and then you forget about yourself for the Aries I'm reading for. On the one hand, it's good because it's allowing you to process this connection that you walked away from, but now you might be kind of going, but on the other hand, it's almost like you're trying to outrun or outwork having to think about it. Like, I'll just keep my head down and work, and then look up, and it'll have been 5 months, and I'll be fine again. It's not that you're not fine now. It's just that you're thinking about it. It's affecting you more than you thought it would, and I think that's not something you're used to. So you're kind of like, well, maybe I should do this, or it's like you're rethinking things. So, but there's not a whole heck of a lot going on other than things staying the same, and there's not a lot you can do about things staying the same. So there's a lot of mental output, mental energy this month, with you like working a lot and thinking a lot and doing a lot of thinking, but there's not a lot of doing. Like there's not a lot that you can do other than work, is what I'm trying to say. All right. Okay. So it's like you're looking forward because that's what you do, but I think you're surprised that you are still actually thinking about this person and wondering if you called it too early or walked away, and maybe in the future, like if things were to, you know what I mean? Like there's that, I'll call it curiosity at least, or that thinking about it more than you thought you would. Still firmly looking towards the future and planning for that, because that's what you do, but your mind does wonder about this. Okay. Those four Aries. Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. Well, that's lovely. So is that what this is? We got the Knight and the Page of Cups here. Is that you still kind of dealing with this person that this was an online thing and you just didn't want to deal with it anymore? Is this someone reaching out to you after you walked away and here you are keeping busy, and then all of a sudden they reach out and you're just like, man, why'd you have to? And then it's got you thinking again about, okay, maybe we could have sort of a connection that wasn't very typical or conventional right now, because it is what it is. It has to be for the way things are right now. It feels like you haven't fully processed or let go of something yet. Not that you're thinking of backpedaling, but you are wondering about this person still, and I don't think you expected to do that. I don't think you expected to still be thinking about them like you are. Things feel like for May are kind of in limbo for you. You're working a lot, that's good, but you're also thinking a lot about this situation. In spite of thinking about, okay, you know, and I was going to say thinking about the future, I think you're also trying to understand and see it for what it is. Like, you're trying to look at everything, like have everything out and try to figure it out and understand what was really going on. I can't figure. I don't think it doesn't, and I'm stuck on it because it doesn't feel like you're angry. It just feels like you needed to make a decision. It felt like you felt like you needed to make a decision, but now you're continually thinking about the person. And I think it was easier to make the decision and then in the aftermath try to look at everything instead of understand in the moment. And this isn't there's no shade here, there's no judgment. There was, it was easier to make a decision and then have some time by yourself to think about things than it was to try and work whatever this was out with the person. That's what it feels like. It feels like that you just wanted a break, literally, so that you could have some time to think, rather than work whatever this was and discuss it with the person. You wanted to come to your own conclusions. You wanted to understand it on your own terms. And you're trying at the same time, so while you're sitting, that's on the back burner, you're also looking to the future to do your own thing. What am I going to do now? Da, 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 da. But you're still thinking about the person. Okay, all right, shutting up. Because there's just something, it's not that you're just stuck on that, no. But you are thinking about it. Money's good, though. Magician reversed, is that why? Sun reversed, right? Oh, I never draw my black dot again. I never remember. That's what I'm not. Aha! Well, it's not reversed. It's just like halfway Z's. Okay, so this would be reversed. And I do turn these clockwise whenever they land halfway. So, okay. So we've got Magician reversed and Sun card reversed. All right, so this is, in its mildest form, this is not being able to see how this is going to work. So you called it, and you're kind of down about it, but things are still good for you. Like, it was kind of like, well, shucks, that didn't work out, but things are still going along in every other aspect of your life. You're still busy, money's stable, work is stable, you were stable. In its worst form, that's like in the mildest sense. In its worst form, you could have been dealing with somebody that was just like you are glad to be away from because nothing you did made them happy. They were a total control freak. They weren't honest. And it kind of took a lot out of you and you're feeling really depleted. And that's why you're firmly looking to the future to, plot your course, and you are good and you're going to be self-sufficient. It could also be that there's kind of this despondency that things didn't work out right now because neither one of you could just see a way forward because you had all these great ideas and all this interest, but the way things are right now, things couldn't progress. So there's that. It's like a lot of great ideas, but not able to do anything with them. And so isn't it funny that here's the sun and the magician upright, and then here it is reversed? So I think that, and it's again in its mildest form, this is like not being able to progress and calling it because of that. It's like, and not being too happy about it, but still firmly, wanting to go forward, and because that's what you do, good for you. In its worst form, though, it's like, boy, am I glad to get away from that jerk, and I am firmly looking ahead to my future, and going to figure out what I'm going to do now, and I don't care that I might have a lot of decisions to make. I'd rather that. I got the energy for it. I'm good. But still trying to understand what happened. Still trying to parse that out. A lot of mental energy here. All right. Oh, and I did the dice. Okay, so did I do the thing? I did. Did I not? Oh, I just broke a nail. Okay. I didn't do this one, did I? No, I did not. Oh. So we're here. What else for Aries? I know I talk a lot, but I tried to shorten it, and then everybody's like, no, you don't shorten it. Okay. I know I can be thorough. That's code for I know I talk a lot. 7 of Swords. Where's it? 7 of Swords over here also. 7 of Swords. So making decisions, dealing, in a sense, if it was a bad one, this could be about you feeling like you broke free, but now what? But happy for the now what? Like I'm not asking, happy for the now what? Or this simply could be as mild as, okay, I've made my decision, now I got to strategize for my future. What's going to happen? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And that's where it was left over here also. We've got this Justice reversed though, so this could be that, again, it could be that it just wasn't working because it wasn't balanced. You were doing more, you were interested in more, and it couldn't be because you two couldn't leave the house or whatnot. As mild as that, you couldn't see a way forward. A lot of great ideas, a lot of wanting to be with this person, but it's not going to work out right now because of the way things are. Or worst case scenario, this was a straight up jerk and you're glad to be with this was somebody that was very childish and expected a lot more than they gave. It was very imbalanced. And you're glad to be away from this person, and now what? You're strategizing for your future and going to make it happen while still thinking about this, like trying to understand that, what happened. Because you certainly don't want to repeat it if it's that scenario. That's what this is saying. Really wanting to look at everything and understand it. Okay, shutting up. To be fair, it took this long because you had the other one that I wanted to tell you about and then finally do this one. So, okay. I hope this was helpful. Much love and support to you for the month of May. I know I said all that, but in spite of all that, it's still a pretty low-key month for you. A lot of mental energy, but work output is the same. Energy is the same. Looking ahead is the same. You've still got the momentum that you had. Nothing is changing there. It's just that you are wanting to really... It's like the Knight of Pentacles versus the Knight of Wands. Still movement, but one is just kind of consistent and steady, which you don't mind, but you'd like a lot more possibility or potential for things, and right now it's just like keeping the status quo for May. So, okay. All right. Thank you for stopping by. I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you in the next reading.